Most people assume a clean house just means someone is tidy, organized, maybe a little type A. But psychology actually shows that cleaning behavior is one of the most revealing windows into how a brain manages anxiety, control, and identity. And it might completely change how you see yourself and everyone around you. In the next few minutes, we're uncovering what's really driving the urge to clean, what's happening deep in the brain when clutter builds up, why cleanliness feels so emotionally different from person to person, and the one insight that reframes the whole thing. Stay with us. This one hits differently. On the surface, keeping a clean home looks like a practical habit. Dishes get dirty, you wash them. Simple. But psychologists have a different framing entirely. They see your living space as an externalized mental state, essentially a physical projection of where your inner world is right now. Think of your home like a whiteboard for your subconscious. When life feels chaotic, the whiteboard fills up fast, and for some people, wiping it clean is the only way to feel like they can think again. Here's where it gets wild. Research consistently shows that people who keep immaculately clean homes aren't always the most mentally settled. Sometimes it's the opposite. Compulsive cleaning can be a coping mechanism, a way to impose order on a world that feels deeply unpredictable. The cleaner the counter, the quieter the internal noise, temporarily. The paradox most people miss: cleaning can be both a sign of psychological strength and a signal that something inside needs attention. The behavior looks identical from the outside. The internal experience couldn't be more different. Here's the brain science, and it's genuinely fascinating. When you encounter clutter, your brain's visual cortex gets overloaded with competing stimuli. A Princeton neuroscience study found that physical disorder actively reduces your ability to focus and process information. Your brain isn't being dramatic. Clutter is literally cognitive interference. And then there's the amygdala, your brain's threat detection engine. For some people, a messy space quietly activates low-grade stress responses. Not panic, just a persistent, draining hum of unease that never quite shuts off. And yet, here's the human part that cold science misses entirely. Have you ever noticed that some of the warmest, most creative, most emotionally generous people you know live in beautifully chaotic spaces? Because the amygdala response to clutter is not universal. It's shaped by upbringing, personality, and what your nervous system learned to associate with safety. Picture this. Two people walk into the same messy room. One feels their shoulders drop. It feels lived in, creative, alive. The other feels their chest tighten immediately. Same room, completely different nervous systems. Imagine if your brain had been wired from childhood to link cleanliness with emotional safety. Cleaning wouldn't just feel satisfying, it would feel like survival. That's not weakness, that's neurology. What almost nobody realizes is that judging someone's cleanliness habits in either direction is really judging the coping architecture their brain built to stay okay. So the real psychological insight here is this: a clean house isn't a moral achievement, a messy one isn't a character flaw. Both are your brain doing its best, regulating, coping, expressing. The most powerful thing you can do isn't clean more or care less, it's get curious. Ask, what is my space telling me about my inner state right now? Your home is always answering that question. You just have to learn to listen. If this flipped your view of the mind even a little, smash like, subscribe for more brain resets every week, and drop in the comments what surprised you most.